Hey Gemini, welcome to your weekly forecast for February 28th through the 24th. We're coming into the super full moon in Virgo beginning of the week. So these are going to be some intense energies. And Gemini, I'm not going to lie to you, my dears. I sat down to do your reading and I got the worst migraine. The worst migraine. I took some Excedrin. I meditated on what is causing this because it came up as I was connecting with the Gemini energy. And what I'm getting is for a lot of you, you're going through an awakening and you're going through a clearing, a very intense clearing. So I'm curious to see what's going to come up in your cards. Maybe some of you have been having migraines or headaches, which is not maybe typical for you. But as we're coming into that full moon energy, you guys are going to be experiencing it in different ways. So I lit some Palo Santo, and that seemed to help me. But I'm going to go a little bit deeper here into your reading and what I'm picking up for the Gemini energy. Some of you have some bad juju around. I'm not going to lie. I will go over ways that you can clear it yourself, without having to pay someone for spells and rituals and I don't know what. Here's your Monday, Tuesday. Here's your Wednesday, Thursday. And your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, this full moon in Virgo is going to make a lot of us very goal-oriented and things that we're wanting to change about our life. And so you guys are going to be feeling that in different ways. And it could cause you to be very critical of yourself. But we're going to see what the cards have to say and what advice Spirit has for you. So your first card here is occupation, my dears. So Gemini, some of you are being very, very critical of yourself in terms of where you are in your career path. And this is kind of falling into place with what I was picking up, but I wanted to see what the cards had to say. And the migraine I am attributing to the process of awakening many of you Geminis are coming into this week, where you're beginning to redefine what it means to be successful for you. This has been a theme for you guys in the past few weeks going in through before 2018 ended. There was so much about like, you know, party time being over and getting down to like, you know, just life is getting really real right now. But I feel some of you are coming out of the superficial pursuits and the things that used to give you a self-esteem aren't giving you a self-esteem anymore. That's been an ongoing theme. And some of you are looking at your occupation. So either you are pushing really hard to achieve certain things in your career, and some of you are achieving those things, but it's still leaving you feeling empty. Like you're looking for fulfillment, you're looking for purpose, you're looking for value in your occupation, some of you, and it's leaving you feeling empty. Some of you aren't happy with where your career is just in general, and you're working on your finances, but that Virgo energy coming in is helping you to see what you want to change and how to change it, like really being in that go time energy. But what I'm hearing is that a lot of you Geminis, especially those of you who have a lot that you haven't had time to deal with or to process, you're beating yourself up really, really hard, because that's one of the things that could happen with this Virgo full moon energy, where we can become very critical of ourselves. And a lot of you are kicking yourselves for how you have dealt with money in the past. There was a time maybe you were making a lot of money, maybe you thought you were a big shot, maybe you thought like, you know, it's just like you were on top of the mountain or whatever, and maybe you felt like you squandered it on like, you know, clothes and shoes and you know, dates and getting laid or like whatever. And like now you're feeling like, man, if I could turn back the clock, what I could have done with my life if I had held on to that money, or if I hadn't spent it so much. Or some of you are feeling like you're beating yourself up because you aren't proud of decisions that you made or the things that you did. Maybe you felt like you were a little bit shady in your career or shady in your personal life to get ahead, or things that you're beating yourself up. And Spirit is saying, let it go. let it go, okay? We're exactly where we're meant to be in the moment, and that was your path in the moment, and it's not your path anymore, and that's okay. And everybody does the best that they can with the tools that they have. So maybe you're waking up and you're seeing things differently now, and that's it. You didn't know before. Now you know, now you'll do better. And just let the other stuff go. There's no sense in beating yourself up. There's no sense in blaming yourself. We made the decisions we make based on the experience that we have. And then hindsight is always 20/20. We can always look in the past and say, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But the only reason why you know that now is because you tried it and you see how it turned out. So try to be easy with yourself. Try to go easy on yourself. I think that a lot of you Geminis need to clear energy. I think some of you have wronged people and you feel bad about that, and maybe that you're coming up in their mind and they're sending negativity your way, or you're just feeling guilt for decisions that you've made, and the full moon is an excellent time for releasing this. So I'm going to do a video about the full moon, and I'm going to focus on a meditation and releasing. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit notifications so you can watch that video. That way you don't have to pay some psychic or somebody to light candles for you or to do spell work for you. You can do it yourself as many times as you want around any situations that you want. And I'll have something in there that you can do for yourself to give yourself a little energy clearing without having to go and pay somebody a bunch of money to do it for you. So Gemini, you guys need this a lot. I haven't really talked about it too much in the other videos, but I feel like you all need that energy right now, okay? You need to clear, you need to release, you need to let go. You need to understand that you are a child of God, of the universe, that you are deserving of unconditional love, despite your career, despite your finances, despite what you look like. It doesn't matter. It's about what's in your heart and what's in your spirit and what's in your soul. And some of you aren't feeling good about who the person is on the inside. And you just start seeing that that's a good person inside. It doesn't matter if you've made mistakes. Oh, okay, your Wednesday, Thursday card is here is poverty. So some of you are beating yourself up about financial decisions. Some of you are feeling morally bankrupt. Some of you are feeling financially bankrupt. Some of you are doing okay financially, but you have this fear that you're going to lose everything and you're going to be nothing because you're tying your purpose in with material pursuits, and that's not what it is. Gemini, I feel that some of you, the universe has kind of brought you into, I don't want to say a time of lack, but a time of having to be cautious with your money, because number one, they're trying to help you realize that there are other parts of your life to be grateful for and that give you value, that your finances don't define you, they don't make you a person. And there's a lot of other ways in life that we can experience purpose and joy and happiness. Some of you are breaking some past life agreements. Some of you have had issues with money for a really long time. And so you're breaking past life agreements or contracts about that. Some of you are coming out of a lifetime or an ancestral cycle of poverty. Maybe money hasn't been good for generations in your family, or maybe your family has experienced times of very, very high wealth and very low lows. Like maybe there's people in your life who really did great and then they lost it all, and maybe you've had those cycles in your life where you've done really great and then you've lost it all and then you've had to rebuild, and maybe you've gone through that a few times, but you're breaking that cycle coming into midweek. You are releasing the things that have made money challenging for you. You are releasing things that have left you feeling like you don't deserve to receive, or that somebody is going to come in and take away what you have. You're breaking that agreement. You're breaking that belief of lack. You're breaking the limiting beliefs. You're freeing yourself from them. Your Wednesday, Thursday, your Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you have marriage. This has come up for a lot of the different signs. And this is crazy for me because I'm not focusing on love in these readings. I'm not. If you want love readings, click on the love video link in the description of this video. There's a description. And I'll be doing mid-month updates in a couple of days, so you can keep an eye out for those. But marriage card keeps coming up. So some of you have something that needs to be released or healed from a previous marriage, okay? Some of you maybe have been estranged from somebody for a long time, and you have to make a decision. Are you going to go back and make this work? Are you going to face the issues? Are you really done? If you're really done, it's time to release anything that you've been holding on to emotionally, and maybe it's time to get down to the brass tacks and things legally. You know, there's a lot of people who are legally married, but they haven't been with this person for a while. And so maybe it's a time to clear that away, and you have to make a decision about whether or not you want to do that. For other ones of you, because you're in this Virgo energy and you're looking at ways of like succeeding in your life, you're seeing ways in which an existing relationship or an existing marriage needs to be healed. And some of you are seeing ways or things that you could do upon yourself, improve yourself to make things better, as opposed to looking at your partner and saying, you know what, if they only did this, or if they only did that, or if only they made more money, or if only they lost some weight, or if only they helped out more, or if only they put on weight, or if only they did this or did that. Like maybe you've had this thing of where you've accused somebody else, or maybe you've looked at yourself and you've beat yourself up and you've said it's because of what I look like, or it's because I don't make enough, or whatever. You're realizing the real way to bring success into this marriage or into this relationship, you know, who you can be as a better partner. It's not necessarily based on the superficial things. It could be behavior, it could be maturity, it could be selflessness, it could be sacrifice. Some of you didn't want to get married, and you're realizing you want to get married, and you're working on yourself to move towards that, and vice versa. Some of you really wanted to get married for a long time, and then you're seeing changes in your life right now, and maybe you're changing your mind about that. But you're looking at ways about commitment here. Okay, so you're committing to a cause, you're committing to a reason, you're committing to a purpose or something in your life, whether or not it's a literal relationship. Another thing that's jumping out for me here, Gemini, is these like cherry blossoms here. Okay, cherry blossoms are beautiful, but they don't last very long. They don't last very long. They're around for a little bit, then they're gone. And it's a fragility of life. And maybe some of you are beginning to feel past your prime, or maybe some of you are feeling like you've had a fickle heart. And maybe you felt like, man, well, relationships don't work out for me because I'm all in, I'm all hot, I'm all in for it, and then I cool off so quickly, or the feeling dies so quickly. And so you're trying to find ways of that not happening. You're trying to learn of a different way to connect with people than what you have in the past, because you're not wanting something that's going to be so fleeting. You're not wanting something that's going to just, you know, come in with a bang and then just fizzle out and die. And so a lot of you are looking to come into the long haul in some way. And like I said, maybe for some of you, this isn't love. Maybe it's just something in your life that's going to bring you purpose. Maybe it's volunteering to a cause. Maybe it's getting more religious. Maybe it's becoming more spiritual. Maybe it's a business or something you're wanting to devote more time to. But you're committing to something because you're not wanting that quick, you know, nice thing that just fades away quickly or dies quickly. I'm hearing Saul of Tarsus moment. I'm hearing come to Jesus moment. And I apologize, guys. I know not everybody's Christian. I know there's people who watch this and they don't want to hear about religion. But my guides will always communicate with me a lot of times with the spirituality, the language from my childhood. Like I've had the Bible drilled in me from the time I was very young. So maybe in your teaching or in your religious upbringing, maybe there's similar stories. But, you know, Saul of Tarsus, he would persecute Christians, right? Like he would kill them, he would put them in prison, he would torture them. And the story goes that Jesus like revealed himself to him and was like, you know, why are you persecuting my people? And that light made him blind. And then as he began to realize, oh my goodness, like, you know, these people weren't doing anything to anybody. They believed differently from me, but they weren't doing anything to anybody. And I did some really horrible stuff. And he began to feel bad about that. And eventually he regained his eyesight. And then he began to do good. And he became Paul, the Apostle Paul. So some of you are just seeing ways in which you're feeling bad about things that you did. Maybe some of you feel like you cheated people, or you used people, or you played people, or you ghosted them, or you just didn't take friendships seriously, or maybe some of you feel like you weren't there for family, or whatever it might be. You might just be having this moment where you're feeling really bad about like just things you did in the past, right? And you're feeling very repentant about it. Whatever you do, don't feel guilty, okay? Guilt is not a healthy emotion. You know, guilt is beating yourself up. Guilt is, you know, like nobody wants that for you. It's good that you're seeing ways in which you can improve, but don't hate yourself. Just whatever you do, forgive yourself and just try to do better moving forward. Okay, I just feel you're wanting to make changes there in that way. Gosh, your reading is going a long time. I didn't intend for that. Let's check out what your angel message is, guys, what your soul spirit message is. Make sure that you check out your moon sign and rising sign videos too, because this is going to bring for you guys more information. I am having a special sale on private readings starting Sunday. So I'll go into that at the end of the video. But here's your angel message. You have dreams, okay? So some of you are returning to your childhood dreams, or you're returning to things that like you had hoped for in the past. You're coming more into things that you think are going to bring your soul or your spirit happiness. Some of you are having very vivid dreams in this time of release where you're receiving messages. Some of you from loved ones who've passed on. Maybe you have grandparents who are creeping into your dreams. My grandma's been coming up a lot. my paternal grandmother, who has passed on a very long time now, and who hasn't shown up very often for me, interestingly enough. But I know from my experience, she's been coming up a lot. So maybe some of you are having like a grandparent popping up in your dreams, or a dear friend who has passed on coming in your dreams, or a spouse, or a passed on lover, or just somebody who is meaningful for you or meaningful to you coming up in your dreams with messages. Some of you are having very, very symbolic dreams. So write about them, journal about them, go back and take a look at them and see what messages are in there for you, because a lot of you are feeling very alone as you're waking up, because you're looking around and you're like, man, the people I've surrounded myself with in my life, like I can't really connect with them. I can't talk to them about this stuff because they're very much on that superficial level. Like they don't understand what I'm going through. So I do feel Spirit is communicating with you. Spirit is supporting you coming into your dreams. So know that you're not alone, and know that you will manifest friends that have a little bit more substance moving forward. Okay, so that's it for the reading. Check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. A lot of you ask me about my nail polish. So real quick before I go into the sale that I'm having. And I don't make any money for showing you guys these. I wish I did. That would be nice. But I am not like a nail polish ambassador. So the ones that I have here, this is O.P.I. Getting Nadi on My Honeymoon. These are ridiculous titles, guys. This is ESSIE. This is ESSIE, To Have and To Gold. I did not pick out wedding themed nail polish. It just, these were the colors I was drawn to. Time to Shine by Morgan Taylor. Okay, so these are the nail polishes that I'm wearing. I'll have those in the description. If you would like a private reading, the 30-minute readings and the 60-minute readings are half off. I am celebrating. I can't say who, but I had a famous person, I had a celebrity reach out and book a reading with me this week, and I'm very excited about that. That's a very big deal for me, and so I'm paying it forward. I'm putting gratitude out into the universe by giving discounted readings for the week ahead. The calendar fills up super fast, guys, so even if you're not able to get in from Sunday to the following Monday, as long as you book within that time, you'll still be able to get the special price. But some of you, depending on how long it takes you to book, your reading could be 2 or 3 weeks out. Don't let that discourage you. It just depends on how quickly you get in, because especially when I have the sales, the calendar fills up fast. But Gemini, watch the moon video. It's coming up. And I'll have another link in there for like a little energy healing, clearing thing that you can do for yourself. And just be gentle with yourself. You know, don't let this critical energy like take over your mind. You're doing better than you realize. You deserve love in this moment now, as you are in this moment now. And things will be getting better for you. Okay? Things will be getting better for you. Hang in there, my friends.